Baby, if a man's zipper breaks at church, what might he use to cover it up?
A child.
Wow.
Whoa! I meant a baby.
Somebody's child.
What is up, everybody? Today is officially a pre-race day. I'm so nervous. Tomorrow is the Silver Rush 50. What I've got for you is a checklist of the 5 most important things that you should be considering before your race begins. So number 1 is what you're wearing, both your clothes and your shoes. Number 2 is what you're eating and drinking. Number 3 is what the course is like. Number 4 is where and what are at the aid stations. And number 5 is where the heck the race is. Let's dig into each of these bullets in a little more detail. Watching a little World Cup right now. Russia, Croatia, no spoilers! First up, we're talking about food.
Lay off me, I'm starving.
The first step for me is figuring out what I want as soon as I wake up in the morning.
Hey Ma, can we get some meatloaf?
I've got a banana. These Costco bananas have not been ripening well, but this one seems to be doing okay. And
the meatloaf!
I'm putting one of these guys into my water, and it gives me just a little bit of electrolytes, some added salt that I wouldn't normally get. Then, for actually the race itself,
the meatloaf!
Of these 4 gels, I will bring 2 inside of this handheld. I'll have 1 before the race actually begins, and this guy is a backup. I try to keep 1 in reserve just in case. That covers everything that I'm going to be bringing with me to the race in terms of food. Everything else I'm going to be grabbing on the course. Now let me flip the camera around and make sure to emphasize this one important point about how many calories you're taking in per hour. Every person is different, so what works for me does not necessarily work for you, and certainly will not work for your friend. Make sure that I have at least 1 in between each aid station. Another thing that happens is you start accumulating trash very, very quickly. Every time you get a chance to dump that trash in an aid station, do it. It's sticky, it's nasty. The sooner you can get it out of your bottle, the better. Well, let's talk clothes.
Orange mocha frappuccino!
I break up my clothes into 3 separate buckets. We've got our pre-race, race, post-race. My pre-race stuff I put right next to my bed. Got running tights, t-shirt, quarter zip, and then another fleece layer on top of that. The worst thing that can happen is that you show up to a race and it's cold and you don't have enough clothes with you. I also have the set of accessories that goes straight into my bag. Gloves, windbreaker, headlamp just in case, a hat, and sunglasses. Now moving on. Stuff that I'm actually racing in. I know exactly what I want up top. We're about to update kits, so this is gonna be the last time wearing this singlet. I miss you already, buddy. I'm gonna go with a red hat, which I don't know, doesn't match that perfectly, but we'll survive. Most importantly, I'm gonna wanna have my jorts and some nice tropical tank top. And finally is your running shoes. And of course, those shoes match your outfit. This is not totally intentional. Set everything out, have it all ready to go, make it easy as possible for you not to forget things. Number 3 on my checklist. Familiarizing yourself with the course so that there aren't any surprises. You're pacing yourself correctly. Let's take a look at the course for what I'm doing tomorrow. From the looks of this, there's a bunch of turns. It's mostly an out and back. As long as you can figure out that maze in the middle, you're probably gonna be okay. More importantly, I look at the elevation profile. We make our way up to 12,000 on 4 separate occasions. The last 10 miles, almost entirely downhill. I'm probably gonna wait until mile 40 before I really open up the stride and get going during this race. Super conservative for the first 80% to really have something special left for the last 20%. For the next point, I'm going to talk about aid stations.
What did you say?
Look on the website, find out what's going to be at these aid stations.
You need a water break.
I expect that there will be gels, there will be some form of electrolytes.
Water is for coward. Water makes you weak.
Secondly, this is actually something I'll write on my forum the morning of the race.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
I will put down the mile markers of every single aid station. Knowing exactly where in the course those are coming will help you out. Finally, the last tip for the day is about getting to the race. What I'll do is work backwards from when the race begins. If it's a 6 a.m. start, starting my warm-up right around 5 a.m. I want to be arriving at 4:45 a.m. I like to get up 3 hours before the race. Now you're looking at 3 a.m. for when I'm going to set my alarm, 3:05 for my second alarm. Then the rest of it is about getting my food and coffee in. It's leaving exactly when I think I need to leave. Establish a routine to make the next race less stressful, the better off you're going to be. I'm actually going to give you a bonus item. Take care of yourself.
Know what could really help you sort through these important issues?
What?
Showing up to the start line as prepared, rested, loose as possible. In that last 24 hours, get in some extra stretching. Oh, it's a deep burn. That's a deep burn. That's a deep burn. Oh, that's a deep burn. 100% loose and limber. Get in a ton of hydration.
Now that's what I call high quality H2O.
And you should be peeing every hour, on the hour. It should be very clear. Eating plenty of food throughout the day, but also don't go over the top. Some of my worst experiences have been in these long races where I assume that I need to be throwing down calories. What ends up happening is you're just loaded and generally have some bathroom breaks during the race itself. What else can you be doing before the race? Oh, why not get a haircut? A little bit of confidence. Beard is looking great. Be showing up to that start line. Not only a little bit lighter because we chopped off that hair, but looking great. And finally, it's just about rest. I don't suggest staying on a couch the whole time. What ends up happening is you get super tight, your back starts aching, and you have this terrible lack of fulfillment for the entire day. So don't do that. Get out for a short little walk. Go for a run if that's what you normally do. Eliminate all the stresses that you can. I hope these tips were helpful. If you're watching this before your race, best of luck. Let's take care of business tomorrow. Make it a great day. Or not. The choice is yours.